It's live and in color. Welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event. Here to get the show on the road are our hosts, Ted Ings, Sarah Vantine, Katrina Ness, and Vanessa Collins.
Welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Sarah Vantine. We're in beautiful Sacramento, California, with our great friend, Tully Williams. We're here at the Niello Company. Tully, thank you for having us.
Well, this is amazing. Well, we got these people to come in. We're going to showcase the great talent of the Niello Company. We've been in business for 104 years, and we're at our beautiful facility, our Porsche store in Sacramento. I cannot wait for you to meet all of the men and women of the Niello Company.
Sarah, we have quite a day ahead of us, and a lot of panels and a lot of employees, a lot of people behind there.
Ted, it's going to be so exciting to see all of the incredible people of the Niello Company and also all of the partners of the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
So when you look at some of our great panels we're going to have today, our technicians, remember it's all about the hours. So we're going to talk about our training path for our technicians and how do we build technicians into superstars because we want them to go home, rich and tired. We're going to talk about our service advisors, how we bring up people in our service advisors, make them superstars, turn them into great managers one day. Our parts department, because without parts, we can't sell ours. Cannot wait for you to showcase our great parts managers and parts teams. And then, of course, our great managers that we have at our store today, talking about the great processes that we do to make ourselves successful. So guys and gals, you are in for a massive treat today.
Tully, one of the things I really like about your organization is that career path. If you don't mind speaking to that for a moment.
We believe career paths should be in writing, so our technicians know exactly what's going to happen. I don't want to take too much away from the panel, but when we hire a technician, we have it in writing where they start. And the goal is that we have a path to $55 an hour, and we want to make sure they understand how they do. And we want to give them small raises, not large raises. We want to show them how they grow, and of course, we want to do that with our service advisors as well. And we show them the pathway from, say, a receptionist all the way up to an assistant service manager and one day a service manager. Our goal is always plan for the future. We want assistant managers in all of our stores for parts and for service.
And Sarah, one of the things we're going to highlight today, of course, is the people of Niello and that career path. And we have several panels with the ladies of the organization as well.
It's going to be so exciting to hear from the women of Niello, and we have a lot of great panels around communication, technology. There's just so much information that we're going to learn today from the amazing people here.
When you look at our women in the business here, Chris Toll started as a receptionist in Fixed. Remember, the Niello Company was founded in Fixed, but we are so excited to hear her story and some of the gals that she has coming up through the ranks. And then, of course, some of the superstars that we have here at the Niello Company. So looking forward to that panel as well with Chris Toll.
All right, so Sarah Vantine, Tully Williams, a lot in store today.
It's exciting.
We're in Sacramento. We're at the newest Porsche dealership in the nation. Is that correct?
That is correct. We've been open for about 6 to 8 months. We're super excited. It is a great facility. It's a Gen 5 building. Remember, the Niello's company also has the oldest Porsche dealer in the United States with the same dealer, and now we have one of the youngest ones, so we are proud to showcase the Niello Company and this great facility.
All right, so without further ado, everybody, stay with us. We are in Sacramento at the pop-up event. We're with Tully Williams at the Niello Company, Sarah Vantine, and Tully, and I will be right back.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Jean Ings. We are here at Porsche Sacramento with Tully Williams and some amazing future leaders in training here at the Niello company. So to start, if we could go down the line and give yourselves a quick introduction.
Well, I'm Tully Williams, but here are the three superstars. So first up, Ronnie.
I am Ron Thomas. I'm a general sales manager at a Land Rover in Rockland store, and I've been with the Niello company about 4 years now.
I'm Justin Watts. I'm the general sales manager for Niello BMW Mini, and I've been with the Niello company for roughly over 10 years now.
My name is Andre. I am the general sales manager for this beautiful location, Porsche Sacramento, and I've been with the company for going on almost a decade now. So,
Awesome. Now, Tully, I'm curious, how did this leadership program at the Niello company take shape?
It was great. So it started where what we want to develop are great general managers and great leaders. And a lot of times what happens is that a lot of times general managers are just glorified sales managers, no offense. And our goal is to teach all of these great leaders the whole package of a store. And my job is, first it started really more as a fixed conversation, but now as we do it weekly, we call our secret meeting, is that we talk about whatever is coming up. So we talk about financial state. We talk about schedules. We talk about fixed things. We actually talk a lot about sales things, but they probably know a little bit more than I do on. But our goal is to build them to be great leaders for being our next general managers. And that's where the focus of this is. And that's the reason why it's one of my funnest meetings I have each week. And we do it weekly, by the way.
Wow, it's incredible. What a wonderful conversation. You know, there's a lot of training that goes into fixed ops. What has been some of your favorite learning opportunities so far?
Well, for me, it's really seeing the similarities between the sales process and the fixed op process. There's really so much that if you runs, coincides with each other.
Yeah.
The meet and greet, the customer pulls into the service drive as when the customer pulls into the dealership. You praise the vehicle. You take a look at the situation. You see what you have. You take the pictures. You go from there. There's really a lot of similarities.
Absolutely. Ron, anything to add?
yeah, really for me, it's just diving into the fixed ops side of things. I've been around the business my entire life. My father's been in the car business on the sales side 35 years now. So for me, it was just really diving in and totally getting a real grasp on what actually goes on over there. And just, I love learning. So it's been great.
Yeah. Andre?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think one of the biggest things, I agree with Tully. A lot of the sales managers are, kind of glorified, or the GSMs are a lot of glorified sales managers, and that eventually ends up being a general manager. The downside is most of us in the sales business and as sales managers don't really know much about the fixed ops operation. I think, the best part about this is to see the big picture, the overall picture of what the dealership does and why what we do impacts them so much. Instead of just focusing on sales alone, we get to see every single detail of why it's important to the overall business, which is really good.
Yeah. Now, you also train on the P&L statement. So how has this helped you to make impacts in business?
I'm going to take that first. Is I believe that a lot of times when you're focused on the sales management, right, or if you're a service manager, you're focused on producing hours or selling units, right, in F&I products. And our job is that if you look at what a general manager's job is one is to make sure his employees are happy and protect the assets of the Niello company, and of course make a profit. And what our job is to go over the financial statement is to understand that schedules are huge. I can't say it enough. Schedules are huge. I said that, Mrs. Toll, right? The goal is making sure, are we making a profit and doing the right things? And that's really a lot of the fun part of that, educating, breaking down those bolts, showing them the financial statement, showing the impact of what happens when you have them, you're saying you make a lot of money and your schedules are overloaded. So I think that is really what we focus on a lot, is how do we make profit? And it's actually a lot of fun. So let's just, Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, so for me, it was eye-opening to become a general sales manager for the Niello company because they do things so differently. They open your eyes to really a whole lot of, really the statement that we talked about, how to make money, for the dealership and, give our clients the best service possible that we can. So when you look at it, you really can break down every day of where you're at, and then you look at that morning and say where you need to be for that day. And it's very easy to figure out a lot of the service stuff. when it comes to, your daily projections, what it's going to take to make a profit, what it's going to take to, to maximize your hours, because we sell hours in parks and cars, right? So to maximize all of that is what we're learning, and it's just incredible. I've been in the car business for, over 20 years, and I have not learned what I've learned about service, nor did I think, I thought I knew, but I really did.
Yeah.
Andre?
Oh, I agree. I think that when Justin was just talking about making profit, I think the looking at the statements really shows that even if, especially on the sales side, we're not, let's say it's not a profitable deal for us, but if you look at the actual statement and you look at the progress of the car from the time that it came in to the time that it was sold, it was actually profitable, and it helps us make decisions in that way. Because just because the sales department didn't make that much money doesn't mean that car actually wasn't profitable from the time that went for service, through reconditioning, and ultimately on our front lines. So definitely helpful for sure.
Of that. Eddie.
How about summoning?
Ronnie.
Thank you.
Eddie, brother.
Yeah. So, as a general sales manager, right, our job is to generate profit for the sales department, and we're looking at gross profit lines all day long. Once Tully got involved with us and really started opening us up to the entire pool, which is the dealership and everything that goes on within, and we actually see where all these expenses and everything go, it really opened our eyes, and it's going to be detrimental and great for us in the future.
Wow. Well, as future leaders, there's so much more to learn. What are some of the learning opportunities that you're most looking forward to for this year?
I can start with this one. As of right now, we've had a handful of meetings, and Tully does a really, really good job of getting us the knowledge that we need in order for us to just kind of dip into it. But I think that the deeper we get into the granular things, I think that's definitely going to be helping us out a lot. Again, in regards to making decisions, what's smart for our store, not just for the sales department. So definitely looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
It's really seeing the big picture overall, from start to finish of what it takes to run a dealership, and what it takes to maintain staff, and what it takes to, really get that car from start to finish. People are blown away that we can get cars in the Niello company turned in 2.5, 3 days and put to the front line, already pictured, ready to go, ready to sell. And that takes a team. The sales department, generally, you just got to focus on sales, right? You think you're the ones that are making the clock tick and you're turning the wheel. There's a big part of that we're missing, which is fixed ops. So there is, like I said before, a lot of similarities between fixed ops and variable, and what we're doing here in this secret society is learning that and trying to do the best we can for our company.
Well, within the Niello company, a couple of our core values: we encourage self-improvement, we hold high expectations, and we embrace change. So I'm just excited day by day to be thinking more like a general manager rather than like a general sales manager.
Absolutely. And totally knowing, fixed ops, knowing finance, not just sales, to become a GM is so important. And it's incredible that the Niello company understands that and is working towards building the future leaders here at the Niello companies.
I think that what makes us different is we believe in making great assistants, making great future. So as we have assistant parts managers, assistant service managers, right? As we're growing people, assistant sales managers, and now we have assistant general managers to learn. So when we have those opportunities, we don't want to go outside. We want to hire within. As I like to say, we don't have a tech shortage because we hire within. I don't want to say we don't have a general manager problem because we hire within. And it starts with great training. And I'm so proud of these 3 guys. There's actually, I think, 10 of us on the board, on the seat. There's 10 on there that we're growing these future leaders that want to learn more. And that's what the Niello company is all about.
Wow. Yep. We are here at Porsche Sacramento with Tully Williams and the incredible future leaders here at the Niello company. Stay tuned because we will be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Katrina Ness, joined by Sean Kingry, and we are here at the Niello company in their beautiful Porsche store. It has been a fantastic couple of days, Sean.
This is beautiful. Again, what a great environment. Sunny California. I mean, it's no sunny Madison, Tully, but it's sunny California. We flew in, obviously, to Wisconsin, from Wisconsin to support Tully and his team here. This is a panel that's near and dear to my heart, obviously Tully's heart, because the techs turn the hours, but it's these folks right here that sell the hours. Tully, you want to introduce your team?
I'd love to. These are the exciting superstars, the millionaires and 2 billionaire riders for the Niello company. So over here is Dana Brophy, $2 million last year. Does an incredible job. Jose tracking almost $2 million this year. And of course, we have Bobby Cottle down at our Elk Grove store tracking over $1.5 million. I also have to my left over here is Jim DeBard. He's our service manager at our Jag Land Rover store. So goal is today is show how these people do an incredible job making sure we keep people happy, right? Selling recommendations we'd sell our family members and making them make sure we're in the repeat and referral business. Sean, it was a big day.
Big day. Big day. Let's start. You want to ask the first question?
Of course. So this is amazing. Obviously, Tully just gave us some big numbers. So tell us how you guys got started at the Niello company and how long you guys have been here.
I started almost 10 years ago. I started as an assistant service advisor and just moved my way up.
I started just over 10 years ago, and I started in detail and in the parts department.
Jim,
I'm up. I'm on my 5th year as service manager. Been in the industry for about 30 plus years, and I'll leave it there.
I've been with the Niello company almost 28 years and started out washing cars and have been mentored by numerous of the best employees that the Niellos have.
Dan, I'm going to start with you if it's okay, because in my group, we have 8 stores, and half of my service managers are females, which was a change from what it was 3 years ago. And one thing that Ted and Sarah and Katrina and Vanessa have done a great job is presenting the female side of the car business, okay? So if you had to pick one thing, not only as a female, but also as a female, because you have to talk about it, because again, it's a male-dominated business, all right? Again, I met my wife in the car business, but if you had to give one best practice to get to where you are, obviously we talked about it before we got on stage. You're the number one advisor, so you got the target. You got to own that, okay? It's a good target to have. It's a good prize to have. Promote that, live it, love it, because it's a good thing, especially when you move to Wisconsin. But that's another choice. Whoa. But anyway, what one best practice would you pick if you wanted to share with everyone?
I'd say follow through, like always doing what I say I'm gonna do, and when I say I'm gonna do it. So just sticking to that.
Okay.
No.
For me, I'd say communication. Just making sure that your customers are always communicated with along the way goes a long, long way.
Continue.
I think we're in the people business, and we have to, our advisors, I believe, have to be very good with people, and outgoing and communication. I think it all kind of falls in at that point.
Yeah, and to add to all the comments, it's about building that relationship with our clients, building trust. And it's amazing. It's unfortunate just of how much service industries are bad out there, that if you just communicate and give good service, it really wows the customer.
Definitely. And, you guys are the most customer facing people in your roles. So it's important to be transparent and have good communication, follow through, and just create that good and lasting relationship with your customers. So you get that ultimate goal of retention and, your profit numbers up for sure. Definitely. So what has been your most memorable experience working as a service writer at the Niello company? Dana, would you like to start?
Memorable experience. Probably events like this. The Niello company is a really, really good company to work for. You feel like your family right out the gate. So just doing events like this that we get to be involved in and really feeling proud of where I work and the company I work for.
Definitely, with the culture and everything. That's what makes it for sure. Jose?
My most memorable experience was my first year of being a writer, and I had a customer that was just really happy with the service. So I got invited over to dinner, and my family and I went out. It was wonderful. So yeah, I think that stuck with me.
It's all about the relationship.
I think mine is we actually moved locations a few years ago, and it's so chaotic, but it all came out good. We have a nice new facility, and that was just, it sticks in my mind at how different it is, and it was exciting.
I would say for me, it's just the Niello company as a whole, just the heritage and just how this company is more than cars. It's about people.
So I want to chime in. So one thing we also have on this panel here is we have 3 assistant service managers. And the nice thing about this great pathway is we have superstar advisors, and now we're training the next great leaders. So the question we want to ask is, that is a great pathway. 2 is that they learn, and then when we have succession, when someone retires, we have the next great person to take that store over and also be that mentor. As Bobby said, he's been mentoring. We want to mentor people, right? And we want these people, because they're so good at it, to mentor the next level. So the question is that mentoring those people, how does that affect you, Bobby Call? Because you've had a lot of mentoring.
Yeah, I have been very fortunate to have a lot. It's just we learn from experiences and just the people that came before us, how much they've learned, and then you pass down the experiences as you get older, more mature, and you just apply it.
I would say the best part of it is having somebody be better than you were in that same position. Being able to say you're able to move on to the next step and know that your whole department's going to be taken care of. That's the best part of it.
Definitely. You can't move up until someone is, there backing you. So for sure.
I would say I honestly never thought I would want to be a service manager when I started in this business. Working under my service manager, Alan Carr, watching him and learning from him has been an amazing experience, to where I went from never thinking I'd want to take that role ever to feeling like I can and feeling empowered to do that. So it really makes a difference who you're learning from working under.
It's great that they all have calendars about when their service manager is retiring. I see that. I just wanted to write it up.
Speaking of target on your back,
The growing your people from within is so important, and company culture, and just, engaging with the people around you and your fellow employees.
Absolutely. Well, I want to tell you that one thing that makes a superstar advisors is great processes. So one thing that we see is that when we mentor these great service advisors down, is the processes that we do that work. So I think the greatest thing is, what is those great processes? Dana, what is a great process that you guys do at your store?
I think letting the customer know up front what they're going to be looking for. So they'll get a video from the technician, makes them feel like they're in the shop with them, looking at their vehicle, and just kind of letting them know what's going to happen throughout the whole process, and then follow through.
Yeah, to elaborate on that, the video is our big focus. So essentially, we make sure the customer gets the video when it's sent from the technician, and we reiterate the video at the time of pickup, just to make sure if they have any questions, we're answering them at the time and fashion.
Yeah, just letting them know about the inspection report, the video, sending it to them, going over everything and any questions they might have, and just being honest with them with what they really need to get done.
Jim, tell us, how do you manage these guys?
Well, we manage, obviously we have our reports, we look at things. I have an assistant service manager at my store, and we're very good about following up with our advisors. If somebody's, falling behind the bar a little bit, we work with them, we ask the questions, we have meetings, we talk about it. How can other advisors help him, and who has better ideas, and we just all talk it out, and I think it gets all worked out.
You remember?
Well, lots of valuable information in this panel. Those of you who are watching, you can learn a lot from these folks. So thank you all for joining us on this panel today. Stay tuned for more, because we have a lot to come.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I am Ted Ings. I'm here with Sean Kingery. We are here in beautiful Sacramento, California, with the Niello company. Sean, you made the trip in from Madison, Wisconsin. A lot going on here with Tully's booth.
we did. This is first of all, what a beautiful facility, and thank you, Tully and the Niello Group, for hosting all of this. Obviously, what a great place. What a great panel, by the way. Obviously, near and dear to all of our hearts and fixed operations, because, by the way, we don't turn the hours, we don't make the money if these people up here that do that.
So we'd like everyone to introduce themselves. Starting on the end over here, tell us who you are, what you do, and how long you've been with Niello.
Hi, my name is Mark Isaacson. I've been with the Niello company almost 5 years, but I've been in the automotive business for about 30 years. It's where I started my career, more likely where I'm going to end my career as well. I'm happy to make the move. I honestly, looking back in hindsight, I wish I had spent my whole career with the Niello company. But I've been very fortunate, and I'm very happy to be here.
My name is Brad Hollingsworth. I've been with the Niello company 20 years. Shop foreman at our Volkswagen store. Can't say enough about the Niellos. Love the Niellos. It's a great place to work for.
My name is Casey Smith. I'm the assistant service manager at Niello BMW in Sacramento. I've been with the company for going on 11 years, but 24 years in the business. I also would have to echo that this was the best move in my career that I made coming to work for the Niello company.
James Grogan, Executive Vice President, Dynatron Trunk Software. About 20 years of retail before I've been with Dynatron for over a decade.
I'm Terry Cottle. Been with the Niellos a little over 20 years as a service manager, and the Niello company is a great place to work because they treat people the way they want to be treated.
I'm Ian Makem. I work for the Jaguar Land Rover store in Rockland for the Niello company. I've been with the Niello company for 9 years now. I've been an automotive technician for about 20. Can't say enough about the Niellos. Love them.
So this panel represents superstars here at Niello. Casey, let me come to you and ask you, tell us, well, what does that career path for the technician look like here at Niello?
Well, we do, like Tully said earlier, we do have a defined path, from the time you become a technician all the way up. Almost 11 years ago, I was a technician, worked my way to a foreman, workshop manager, assistant service manager. So I believe in this plan. I believe in developing technicians and giving them a clear outline of what they need to do with the factory for training and how we develop them with other master technicians and shop foremen to make them the best that they can be so that they are doing quality, honest, ethical work and go home rich and tired, like Tully says.
Terry, from your perspective also as a service manager, how important is that career path to you?
It's very important because we get some of the gentlemen we get out of UTI or out of high school, start them off as service support, and then they have a clear path, what they need to do to become a line tech and then a master tech.
Brad, from your perspective for the technicians, that career path, speak about the work.
Yeah, I mean, as a foreman, I got a new role to try to boost efficiency and get my guys. I actually ideally would want all 12 of my guys to be in the 3000 club. Did a little Q&A with them at the beginning of the year to how I can help them, how the Niellos can help them get to that. And right now I have 6 tracking where this past year I had 3. So I'd like to get that number a little higher. So it's just motivation.
Okay.
And they give us the tools for it. So,
Ian, what about you?
I run a keep the shop moving. I always tell them all about all the new guys coming up. The biggest tool in your toolbox isn't the tools that you buy, but the mind that you actually create. Make sure that you're always learning, you're always advancing, you stay on top of that new technology. Because most of the guys start to struggle whenever they are having to learn on the fly instead of already knowing how that system works.
And let me ask you, what would you say in terms of career path? How important is having that?
Oh, the support and it's just great. I do working at my dealership at Audi. We do hire a lot of younger gentlemen and women from UTI, and we provide them with the tools and training that they need to be successful. And I've seen them come up and become great flat rate technicians, producing tons of hours. So I had definitely seen it. I wish I had started my career earlier with Niello, and maybe I could be even further along than I am now. But very happy with all the support and knowledge that is given to us.
Well, Mark, let me ask you a question about that, because we were talking, and it's great to be here because obviously Tully and I have a relationship outside of work, and I get to hear about a lot of you, by the way. We throw a lot of numbers at each other, names at each other. So you say you've been here 11 years, is that right?
Well, almost 5 years.
Oh, 5 years. Oh, sorry, 5 years. So I hear you came out a few hours short of 4,000 hours last year.
Yes.
So you can't do this forever. We all know that. Technicians, eventually your backs are going to break and your bodies get tired and tools get too expensive. So what's next? How do you make the next step in the Niello group? Or if you want to move to Wisconsin, hypothetically. Sure. Sorry, Tully. But no, and how do you make the next step, and what does the next step look like for you?
That's a great question, and that's something I've given a lot of thought. I've spoken to my direct supervisor as well as Tully in the past. My next step would probably be a shop foreman and perhaps potentially even an assistant or a service manager.
Okay. Ready?
I love wrenching so much that they're probably gonna have to like wheel me out.
All right.
I learned from a really good foreman before me, Luke. He was there for 50 plus years. He kind of showed me the way. I called him Yoda. So at my stage right now, that's where I'm gonna be. I can see myself going into that manager role later down the road when my body gives out, but I'm having too much fun right now.
What about you, Ian?
I've already kind of down that path because as you said, the backs start to wear, things of that nature. So, obviously, the top technicians were always being looked at and moving into the foreman roles, into assistant service manager or service manager roles are always kind of the goal. Keep us near the shop, which is what's dear to our heart. That's what keeps us moving. That's what keeps us our drive going to do what we do.
James Grogan from Dynatron Software, you're here from out of town as well. Is this your first time at the Niello?
It is, and it's amazing. So, definitely thank you for having me.
You and I and Sean, we see a lot of dealerships around the country, you and your team at Dynatron. How important is having this career path? And tell us a little bit about that.
When Tully walked you through it and listening to these gentlemen here, it's amazing. It's amazing. We service over 4,000 dealers, and we coach them in fixed operations. And the things we coach to, you guys are already doing. And it's fantastic to see. I think the number one thing is to make sure that the plan, there's always a next step. You guys know how to obtain that next step. It's clear, it's documented, we talked about, and it's awesome. It's very impressive.
Casey, let me ask you, do you see the role of the technician evolving? Because there's a lot of new technologies that are in the dealerships. I know one of the things that Tully speaks about are these tech videos and making sure that they're performed and the customer sees them. Do you see the role of the tech evolving over time?
I definitely see the role. I've seen the role of technicians evolve over time, and it will continue to evolve over time. And something Ian mentioned about using your mind, that's the thing that we get to do now as leaders, is to teach these guys how to use their minds more. So as they develop in technology and develop in their roles with the company and with their brands, they become successful with that. But yes, that definitely.
Terry, you want to speak to that, the role of tech evolving and changing?
Well, with the technicians is in the past, they weren't really heard. And right now we listen to the techs. We have one-on-ones monthly to go over things. And that's what helps them know what their next steps are.
Yeah. What about you? Nobody wants to change, right? But what do you say?
One of the core values with the Niello company is embracing change. So adapting to all the new stuff coming out. As they said, now the technicians, our voices are being heard, and it's made huge improvements from what I've seen at our dealerships.
And, Brad, technicians such as yourself, Ian, who stand out among others around the country, what do you see in terms of that evolving role of the tech?
I just see it being more and more. With technology now, back in the day, there was like one computer. Now on cars, there's like 50 to 100. So if you think you could just plug someone in there and they're going to do the same job, it's very opening that they can't do it. So it's awesome. It's evolving to be more of a craft, and I think that's how it should be, instead of the guys that you see all dirtied up. It's more using your mind than anything. Your greatest tool is your mind, basically. You can have all the tools in the world. If you don't know how to use them, it ain't going to help you. So it's more of a mindset than anything.
And I'll give you the last word.
Sure, we're becoming more and more problem solvers. The way technology is advancing, there's constantly evolving information, and we're just absolutely having to use our minds much more and more, especially with the newer vehicles that are so computer driven and electronic driven that you almost have to become a computer engineer these days to really understand how they work.
Thank you so much, everybody. The superstar panel here at the Niello company. Want to also thank James Grogan from Dynatron Software for being with us here today. Sean Kingery also making the trip in from the Kaiser Automotive Group in Wisconsin. Gentlemen, thank you all for what you do for the industry. And we can't wait to come back and hear what's next and what's ahead for Niello and for all of you. So congratulations on all the success you're having. Everybody, I'm Ted Ings. We're here at the Niello company. We're in Sacramento. Sean and I are going to be right back.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. We are at Niello Porsche Sacramento with the Niello company. Ted, we have some special guests from Porsche and, of course, the Niello company with us on this panel.
It's been an incredible visit, Sarah. The experience, the guest experience here at Niello is second to none, as it should be. Rick Niello is with us. Rick, thank you for having us in.
Well, thank you. Wonderful.
Great appreciation to say this. And we have a gentleman here, Rick Kramer from Porsche Cars North America. Rick,
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
what a beautiful city.
Absolutely state-of-the-art destination Porsche. That's probably our flagship out here in California, and we couldn't be happier than to partner that with Mr. Niello.
the perfect choice for everything here in Sacramento, no doubt.
Rick Niello, how did all this come about? Because you've had a long association with Porsche, with your family, with the Niello company. Tell us about that and how this great facility came to be.
Well, we have been involved with Porsche since about 1956. And I think I'm safe in saying that we are the longest running opening a Porsche dealership in North America. So we go back a long time, and we have been with Porsche since day one, and seeing just tremendous development from a wonderful sports car back in the mid 50s to what it is today, which is the finest car really made. And so we are very fortunate. We have 2 locations here in Sacramento, and they're both state of the art. We just got through discussing some of the issues we have to attend on our older store, which is not really that old. But Porsche has high expectations, and we want to make sure that we fulfill everything they want. We are dedicated Porsche dealers. We love the franchise. We have other franchises that are very important to us as well, but Porsche is the pinnacle of success. So we look at this as a great opportunity for us, and Rick's been very helpful in getting us to where we are today.
In the Kramer, Porsche customers have the highest of expectations. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. And you'll note in our CSI scoring that we strive to be number 1 in the land annually. And be note that is important to us, to that level where there is a lot of vested stake for the dealer to achieve that goal and provide that experience to our customer.
And you didn't really leave anything to chance, okay? In the design and the creation of this facility, there's a lot that has gone into this for us to be even here today.
Absolutely. This is, like I said, we call this our destination Porsche design. This is an update to what Rick has in Rockland.
Okay.
And that will be soon to be updated as well within the next year or two to this same design intent. And this is what you're seeing globally around the world for the brand. It's an experiential center for the customer now.
And also, we couldn't help but notice Fixed Ops Roundtable, the focus on fixed operations, if you'd like to speak to that, because great focus on service and parts and that experience here as well.
Absolutely. And we couldn't say thanks enough to Rick for providing the workshop environment that he does and the expansion that he built into this facility for the years to come as the market continues to grow. People like Tully, the team here at Porsche Sacramento are top notch, as you probably know and have shared already with the audience, and we couldn't ask for it to be any better for our customers.
Rick Niello, that workshop is amazing you have back here.
Yeah, we're really proud of the workshop, and we have something unique. We have a window, a viewing window, so every Porsche customer that brings their car in here can see it being worked on. And we try to incorporate that visual opportunity for the customer in all of our stores, some of which we have duplicates of this. The other Porsche store is the same, but it makes it, because it's all about the customer. It's all about doing the work properly, and they love watching their car being worked on. So we do think that's very important.
Sarah, talk about transparency. The customer right here, the guest in the showroom, can look right through that window and see the vehicle being worked on. It's completely transparent.
Everything is incredible here at Porsche Sacramento. And I mean, one of the things, Ted, that has really stood out to me has also been the people. And Rick Niello has created such an incredible team and culture here.
Rick, you want to speak to that? Because, again, that goes back to the core values and everything you've helped instill.
Well, I think I covered the core values earlier. They're up on the wall here. All of our employees carry a card. I should have them stand up and wave your card around, but I'm going to do that. But we obviously have worked on these for years. And as I said earlier, I could be repeating myself, but essentially we're in the people business because anybody can buy a Porsche anywhere they want, or a Volkswagen or an Audi or a BMW. But to make that happen here at this dealership, all of our people have to have a bond and a relationship with our customers. And I think we strive to be the best in that arena, and we're always working on it. And I just thank all of our people that are here in the audience for handling that so well.
Rick, you've got so many great locations, structures, and a commitment to the customer, okay, with this luxury experience, second to none. And combine that with what you just said, the core values at Niello. we see that the guests here absolutely love your people and the experience here.
Well, thank you. There could be no higher compliment than that, and I certainly appreciate that. That is our goal. We all work very hard to maintain a relationship with our customers and our employees, and it's a constant job, but it's very easy when you love what you're doing, and it shows. Thank you.
And Rick Kramer, Porsche is known for blending tradition with cutting edge technology. How does the brand maintain that balance for the product that you put out?
So you'll see a very unique element to speak to that over there in the classic module, which is a particular asset of the company that we maintain repairs with. We maintain original equipment to, and we put a lot of focus and emphasis in that historic type vehicle market that we've got here in Sacramento as well. So being represented quite well by the Niellos over there.
So, Rick, you're building on that heritage, and what's ahead? What's on the horizon? What can you tell us for Porsche Cars North America? What can we look forward to?
So we remain we remain very highly confidential in anything we're doing for product design and future. So I wish I could tell you, but I honestly do not have anything to share publicly, no doubt. Yeah. But there's a lot coming. Be ready. It's coming. Yeah, for sure. Just like the Macan EV that I think you all have probably had time with by now, but yeah, very cool. Sorry about that.
Rick Niello, it's incredible to see just the experience that both the employees have at the Niello company and the customers receive. But how do you blend some of the pieces with the strategy to fit the unique tastes and expectations that the customers have with Porsche?
Well, I think that begins with company culture and company training and relationships with your employees. Because if you don't have those three elements, it's really hard for the employee that we have or the employees that we have to maintain a relationship with our customers. And I think we spend a lot of time and a lot of effort on maintaining that relationship. And I think our people really do an outstanding job.
All right. Well, Rick Niello, Rick Kramer, thank you so much for having us in and hosting us, being great hosts. We have a lot coming up here on our visit to the Niello Company in Sacramento. Sarah Vantine and I will be right back.